Hey, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Morning.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Morning, Gills.
Okay, I've heard it every possible way to be pronounced.
What's the correct way?
En français, c'est Gilles. In English, people usually say Gilles. When I say it to English people, I say Gilles, but it's a hard way. I know it's hard to pronounce because you would think it would be a J, but it's a G. But anyway,
Okay. Good morning, Gilles.
Yeah, there you go. That's perfect. Hopefully everybody had a great weekend. And looking at the markets this morning, I took a trade this morning in oil. I was looking at the general market, and this is paper trading, by the way. However, I do have a question. If anybody's trading with TradingView, I finally connected I just got rid of DOS a couple weeks ago, and I plan on only using TradingView. I have used TradingView for swing trading, connected to my live account. But on Friday, I connected my live account and took a trade on MNQ. Shorted the top actually right over here and got out for a small gain, just to test out the differences between paper trading and live account trading, and I'm glad I did, because I wasn't able to set a range order. I went in with a market order, shorted the top over here right before it started coming down here. But then I wasn't able to put a take profit and a stop loss. So I'll talk about it again a little bit later. But I thought that was really odd that the way that the trade worked with my live account was different than it works with the paper trading account. So and that's why I'm planning on going in very slowly, one contract here and there. Just to get used to the way that TradingView works. So I don't know if anybody's trading live with TradingView with interactive brokers and have had the same issue. I asked ChatGPT, and it said that I have to enter with a bracket order as I enter the trade, which was odd, because if I say right now, let me get out of here. Took me a little bit to get used to. Yeah, I know you do too, Will, and maybe I'll talk to you after the session. But if I take a market order and let's say I want to sell, and let's say I just want to do 1 unit, well, my bracket order is right there pretty simply. So if I say to sell right here, it should get me in. Don't know if it did or not there, but anyway, market is open now. Good luck to anybody who's trading live. I'll explain the trade that I took this morning. I was looking at MNQ early morning, around 6 a.m., and saw this massive drop. And then I was looking, okay, is there news? It was a little bit difficult to see, but yes, supposedly there was news that an American ship was shot or fired upon in the Middle East. But then a few minutes later, yeah, there you go. Now it's coming in. This is paper trading, so I'm not too worried about this. But then a few minutes later, like a half hour later, they basically said that it wasn't true. So I actually took a short on oil here, and the short that I took on oil is not necessarily the trade book that I usually trade. But what I wanted to share was this. Let me take it off here. And again, this is paper trading, so it's and I'll explain the entry and why I added, etc. But this is what I wanted to show here. So this, let's replay even. Let's start new. Let's go over here. I'm on the 5-minute time frame. So this is what I was seeing live. Oil was going up with lots of volume, and then all of a sudden there's a massive drop. So this is an impulse move. So this is what I did here. Let's move up a couple candles on the 5-minute time frame. You could tell that the impulse move started at the top, pre-market high here, and then we started reversing here. So once we started reversing, I actually, I was working out and doing stuff. I put an alert here at 106 or whatever the area is right here. And then I zoomed into the 2-minute. Once it got to the level here was where you could enter short and aim for 3R. So 3R right over here. Right, enter short at the 50, stop at the 61.8, move forward. I'm on the 2-minute, but just over here, target is reached, 3R profit. So this is the trade that I've been practicing and building a playbook for, and working very well. You're taking the last impulse move and getting it, like with the impulse move short over here on the 5-minute, it did not show me my kangaroo tail entry, even though I did take it short anyway. But the way to get back in when you miss the trade is the retrace or the reload, and this worked very well. So let's get out of here. The reason I added to the position is on this candle right here. Look at the massive volume over here. We punched up and then closed near the bottom. This is a trendy kangaroo. And on the break below here is where I would add to the position. Right? And my take profit is a little bit further down, again, on paper trading. It's just at the low of pre-market, where the market opened yesterday at 6 p.m. So I'm going to leave this here. Once we break down below here and then show that PDC is actually resistance, then I would plan on moving my stop loss probably just above this area over here. Actually, I can do it right now. Confirm. Was somebody saying something?
Oh, sorry. Didn't realize my mic's on.
No, that's fine. I'm hoping that I won't be the only one talking. If you guys have stuff that you're looking at, stuff you want to share, please don't hesitate to. For the time being, I prefer having my my risk basically at break even here, because if it does, this could be retested again. But if we break down below PDC and retest and move lower, then I would bring my my stop loss into profit, probably just above the wick over here. What are you guys looking at?
Just the usual suspects for me, but I'm not seeing anything worth participating in right now.
If I were to look, and what? Sorry.
Just on the MES, it's coiling around Friday's low, and same with gold. It's broken Friday's low. Sorry, no, it's near Friday's low and kind of just coiling around it. It's very indecisive.
Yeah. Well, this big move this morning, you know, this move here, and as soon as I saw this and then the retrace here, it was like kind of, okay, there's definitely something going on, news or fake news. I am going to wait for the first half hour. I want to see what happens over here. I did take that trade in paper trading in oil, just because it followed the actual playbook that I trade. Over here, the latest impulse move is buying. And I think you were saying that the market has been so bullish lately that, you know, that people are buying these dips. but I want to see what happens in the next 30 minutes. Just for the fun of it, from the impulse move up, if we go up to the high here, it did not come down and touch the 50. Let's zoom in here, right? It came back down, right? If this was my high, I know we've gone higher after, but if we were looking at the market right over here, the impulse move started at the bottom here and then reversed, did not give an entry at the 50. So now I can move it like this. And now that the market is open, I could set an alert right above the 50. And this is where I would start looking at it. And do we retrace and actually start buying from here? Similar. And this, this is just what I did a few minutes ago. Let's just get rid of this. Post position. So yeah, I was saying that once you hit a market order, you've got your take profit and stop loss over here. So let's say I was planning on selling, and put my stop loss above, put my take profit below, or I can actually say that this is what I'm looking at like this and go to 3R. And then you can mirror these like this. Right? But it was not working this way when I was connected to my interactive brokers. So I'll be talking to my student William about it, hopefully later on today or sometime this week. I'm not in a hurry because I will be trading my live account, but sometime in the next couple weeks. But if somebody has had issues with that, please don't hesitate to let me know.
Yeah, for me, I'm facing the same issue, honestly, Jim. I'm not able to put bracket orders and stuff like that with interactive brokers. I have to open my interactive brokers platform either on my phone and make it manually from there.
Okay, but so you're not trading from TradingView?
I'm trading from TradingView.
But then
to put bracket orders, I just manage manually.
But then if I see, I had this problem on Friday as well. If I log in here to interactive brokers from TradingView, which is fine, it'll log me in. But then if I try to log into my phone, it disconnects me from TradingView.
Yes. Yes.
Right? So that's the issue as well. And then the other issue was I have live feed here. I paid for the trading live feed. But right now I'm in paper trading, right? But once I click the IP, then there's a delay.
Because they're using interactive brokers feed.
Exactly.
Like,
so now, sorry, go ahead, Tarek. I think I know what I'm going to have to do, but
I just pay interactive brokers. I don't pay the TradingView for data.
Yeah, okay. But if I pay, I hope you don't mind me putting you on the spot with these questions, but if I pay interactive brokers for the data, will I get it while I'm connected into paper trading in TradingView?
Yes.
I will?
No, you won't.
No. Okay, so I'm going to have to pay both, I think, right?
Yeah, in paper trading, you're using TradingView's feed.
Yeah. And for teaching purposes, I'm 98% of the time going to be in paper trading, teaching purposes or sharing my screen here. When I do trade myself, I'm going to be an interactive broker. So I'm going to have to pay for their data.
Yeah, you can connect your interactive brokers simulation account to TradingView if you want, and that will have the live feed from interactive brokers.
Oh, okay. All right. Can I talk to you about that later on, Amza?
Yeah. I don't use interactive brokers myself, but I did use it in the past for trading equities.
Okay.
And yeah, in terms of the order functionality, with when IBKR is connected to TradingView, you don't have the same functionality. So the bracket orders, they will only work on orders like a limit order with a attached stop loss and take profit, but you have to do all that before you place the trade. Once you're in a live position, you can only put another order out for a take profit, and then you have to make sure to manually switch that off.
That's unfortunate. However, I think what I can do is put a limit order like this. So a sell limit and a take profit. I can put the limit order like this. I can say sell. My limit order is there, right? So I think I'll be able to do this in trading with my connected to Interactive Brokers. And then if I see, like, I can just put it above, right? I can just go like this. But then if I see that it is breaking down below what it is that I want, I think I can just slam it down, sorry, and hit confirm, and then it'll get me in. And then I can move my stop loss to where I want it, and then confirm. Anyway, I'll try it later on when I'm not live. Just again with one contract, just to see the functionality differences with Interactive Brokers. But
Okay.
Is that what you're saying? That if I put in a limit order like I just did, then I'll get my bracket, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, if I'm honest, I found that TradingView tends to lag when it's connected to Interactive Broker. When it's connected to NinjaTrader, which I use now, it's nowhere near as bad. I can't be sure, but I found Interactive Brokers, the integration wasn't great when I was using it. But bear in mind, this was probably about a year or so ago.
Yeah. Okay. I had heard that as well, but I also heard that they had improved. So yeah, we'll see. If it's a problem, then yeah, I'll have to either find another broker or maybe even go back to DOS, because I was using DOS before for futures. So I might think about it.
Yeah. If you want, I mean, I'd recommend for futures, NinjaTrader is actually really good.
In Canada?
Oh, do they not have it in Canada?
Yeah, I don't even know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there must be. If I have it here in the UK, I don't think it should be an issue.
Yeah. I think
functionality-wise, it's great. And the feed is free as well, so that you get live data included. You don't have to pay for it.
And can you trade from TradingView, or do you have to use a NinjaTrader platform?
You can use both, and they're both great. So I've not had any issues trading through TradingView with NinjaTrader, and the NinjaTrader's own platform itself is really good as well.
Okay. Is it TradingView based? As in,
they have their own web browser based.
You know, like Top Step uses the TradingView interface, right? Which is great because I've been using TradingView for years, and I've grown with TradingView, and I just love it for charting and everything.
I only used it. I only had a quick skim through the NinjaTrader, so I'm not sure if they use the TradingView interface. I just had a quick browse through, but I was always planning on using TradingView anyway.
They don't. It's not the TradingView.
Yeah, it's different.
It's different.
So with NinjaTrader, it's different. I think I did check to see.
Yeah, and even TradeAvate is separate too, even though they're the same.
Yeah.
TradeAvate's platform is different than Ninja's platform. It's different than TradingView's platform.
It was intuitive though. Like you shouldn't have any issues getting accustomed with it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for sharing. I'm hoping to be able to just use TradingView, just because I'm so used to it. And but then again, if I do have a problem, I'll just go back to DOS. You know, DOS I know very well. I'll keep using trading view as far as charting and everything. And for entries, I'll just go with dots. So, but I'm not. I might try Ninja as well, and just to see if which is best.
Ninja is really fast. You can do the execution on it and keep the charting on TradingView.
Yeah, exactly. Chart with your. That's what I use. Charting with TradingView and execution with Ninja. So your actual trading platform is Ninja, and your trading charts are going to be TradingView.
And you can have like a small chart or something to see the positions on.
They got small charts.
Drag and drop these things. It's much more easier also on Ninja.
And Ninja, they have ATM where you can do bracket orders. They have a variety of ways you can execute orders, customize better than I think TradingView for execution. But TradingView has a better trading platform or better trading charts.
Yeah, from everything that I've used in the past, there's nothing that's close to TradingView.
TradingView is
And I love the fact that I can just I get the alerts on my watch. Simple. I can be at the restaurant, and not that I'm doing that right now, but you can be out, you get your alert, you look at it. I mean, once your system is and that boom, you can get into and out of a trade very, very quickly in TradingView from your iPad, your phone. Does Ninja have its own app, or is it all web based?
Yeah, they have an app. Right, Hamza? Don't they have an app?
Yeah, they have an app.
They have an app.
I don't use it.
I've not used the trading side of the app, so I'm not sure how it works.
I think TradingView's app's better. Would probably be better.
I saw Avi executing.
Yeah, he uses it a lot.
Executing on
TradingView.
Yeah, while using Ninja as a broker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think he uses TradingView's app, not in Ninja, but
I just wanted to share here that what it is I was looking at for my oil trade that I'm in right now. Again, it's not live yet. So we had another. It's moving down right now. So from the impulse move down, this latest one here. So if I were to start at this 5-minute candle here and move sideways, we can tell that actually this is where I wanted it, right above the wick here. So we've gone into the 50 again. This is really, really tight to obviously 5-minute time frame. But the latest impulse move down was this big red candle over here. It put in a fair value gap. So if I were to start over here and stop at the bottom of that wick right there, it retraced into the 50. Sorry, I'm not on the 5, I'm on the 2 now. Retraced into here. So this is the zone that I'm looking at right now. I want to see what will it do over here. Right? What I really want to see is a very bearish candle that rejects this area, and I haven't seen it yet. On the 1 minute, haven't seen it. And there you go on the 2 minute. So just to try to manage the position that I've got right now. If it were to break out above here or even above this wick here, I might bring my stop back just over here. Actually, I could do that now. All right, I'm just guaranteeing some profit over here. If it starts wicking above here, then I would get out. If it does put in a 2-minute bearish candle and starts making new lows, I could add to the position. Hasn't closed yet. 102.16. Once that How long? Another 7 seconds. So anything below, and there it's wicking back up. No. So just on a micro time frame, this is the way that I would look at it. The way that I've been testing and back testing is entering on a limit order and putting your stop at the 61.8. There you go. Short as soon as it came back. I have not been testing this on the 2-minute time frame for what I've got right now, and then aiming for 3. Right there. If it does drop below the 102.15, it could drop pretty quickly. But then again, low of day and PDC are right here. So this is difficult to take a short over here or even to add into a position once you realize that PDC is right there and the low of day. Not low of day, but the most recent low.
Unfortunately, I'm long, Jill, on oil.
Hey, good luck, man.
It's been the news been driving the market, and I've been using this CVD, and I can see that even when it's selling, it's not increasing. So it started showing an anomaly.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Are you seeing similar? Let me go back to the 5-minute over here. I know there's a lot of stuff on here, but there's a CVD right here. We're just above 0. We're selling, right? We went up pretty quickly. We're selling. So you would assume that with all this movement down, that this would be coming down. But right now, since the open, it's basically going sideways.
Yes, exactly.
So that's what you're looking at. Yeah, I have been looking at it more lately, and I like what I see. And
there's another one I was telling the guys about it. I found it over the weekend. You can add it to your charts. It's called Lux Algo Volume Delta Candles.
It's the Lux Algo.
Lux Algo one word.
What is it? Volume candles?
Volume Delta. Volume Delta candles.
Sorry, can you say it again? Volume?
Delta. I'll type it.
This one?
Yes.
There you go. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I haven't used this. Oh my God, don't show me something else that just so many things to look at. That's the beauty of this. There's so many, all right, I'm gonna take this off right now. It's too stimulating right now, too much information. Yeah. So again, this very short time frame, right? Since the last impulse moved down, the 50 seems to be respected. We'll see what happens. My stop on, like, just again, this was something I took from the top. It had trouble making it above, and this was a level that I had it there already. This is a higher time frame resistance level, and it went right to there and then had difficulty. So I shorted. I believe I shorted right over here once it made a new low, and then I added just one contract over here, and then I added another contract over here. Added another contract low. And now I've moved my my stop into profit over here, aiming for obviously a lot more. I mean, my 3R from where I entered, I think, was right over here. Right. So right now it's much more than 3R here. Let me put this in here, over here. Stop was right there. And so yeah, there was 3R right here. Right, so once this spiked in, I got in with another contract and then put my stop right above here, which I was already in the money, right? And still am. So that's the beauty of these kinds of trades, is that you're in the profit right now. The worst I can do is to be up 350. Again, paper trading. And my take profit is just where we dip down from the open in the market at 6 p.m. on Sunday night. But I will manage it and see what happens. I want an alert. If I'm not looking at it, I want an alert if it breaks down below this area here. What else have we got? Go back to the 5. So the first half hour already, gold is just going sideways. There's no movement whatsoever. This is odd for gold. MNQ also very subdued. Take this off the screen. MES probably doing the same thing. M2K's got some movement. See, M2K is something that I'd be looking at, and you can tell that there's an impulse move, right? We're buying. This fair value gap was put in, and then this big fair value gap was put in. So this is where I would start the fib, right at the bottom. And I would stop it wherever it reverses. All right, for now, the top of it is right here, but obviously this candle hasn't even closed yet. But if it did close and we started slowly trickling down to the 50, then I would set an alert and I would start looking at it right here. Not necessarily putting in a limit order yet, because I haven't perfected that yet. But we are making higher lows from the low of that big dip, that big news dip. I don't know if anybody heard it, but hard to tell what is true and what is not true in the news. From what I saw on X, it was just a rumor right here, that Iran had shot a few missiles onto the Americans, and a half hour later, supposedly came out that no, the US came back and said, no, it never happened. So then the market started reversing. And that's what has been incredibly difficult to trade lately, is during a conflict like that, is it's so heavily dependent on information, and it's hard to tell what information is true and not. Unless you're there, see, there's that drop. Unless you're there like Tarek, and even if you are there, everybody's seen that meme of somebody trading stocks with a, picnic table overlooking the Strait of Hormuz. Even if you are there, I think it's very difficult to get real, true information. If I were adding on to this, looking at the 5-minute time frame, just for those, this is the first truly bearish candle. On the break below this bearish candle would be where I could have added to my position. Right there. And then by adding, then you move your stop a little bit lower down. Right? Because you don't want to give up the profits that you've got. That's the way that I add to positions. Is, let's say right now I've got 315 profit. If I add into the position, I will bring my profit back down so that I am not making any less, or very close to the 315. But then I'm adding the potential for more. And there we go. And if I had done it with a limit order over here, I would have been at 3R. There's my alert. It's gone down here. Right. So if I had done this live on a very short time frame, impulse moved down, started reversing, limit order once it hits, actually it hit right here on the next candle, limit order right here, stop at the 61.8, aim for 3R, right there would have been hit. Don't know if anybody's trading this strategy, but working well for my back testing and forward testing. And I'm doing it live with you guys here. Works well. Yeah, this is a higher time frame level I've got here on gold. I broke down below it this morning, but this was on that fake news or possibly fake news. And then we broke back out, retested, chopping around this level here. If I do my my levels here, look at that again. Level would have been here, did not hit. Let me just zoom in here. Right on the 5-minute time frame, impulse buying started. This was the high, did not come into the 50. Since then, we've made a higher high. So I could extend it to the right. Has not gone to the 50 yet. So at this point, I will set an alert just above the 50. And I want to start looking at it. And this I would possibly take long for a few reasons. First of all, it's a 50% retracement from the most recent impulse buy. And it's at a higher time frame level of possible support. This was one that worked very well on Friday, right? From the open here. If you guys want to see this, I know this is all I talk about lately, but it is what I'm building out for this and the break and retest strategy. But I think you guys know that one really well. On Friday on gold, impulse buy started over here. There are no longer any fair value gaps because they were taken out after the market closed over here, but there would have been a fair value gap right over here, right in here, went to the top, ended the fib there, came back down, limit entry at the 50, aim for 3R, and that's where it was hit. The way that I would do this now would be a limit order. I would do it with a percentage risk. I like 333 because 3R is $1,000. It can just be 100 too. The thing is with 100, oftentimes with a tighter a wider stop, you won't get an entry. So my limit order would be right here. Sorry, the stop would be at the 61.8. The entry would be at the 50. There you go. And if it were a limit, I could just hit the buy. If it does come in here, it will or should fill me. And that's the thing with a limit order, and you're not guaranteed an entry. But there you go. Just put this in here just for the fun of it. Again, this is something I'm testing out yet. I haven't built the confidence to go about it with just a plain limit order. I like looking at it and I like to look for the price action. But what often happens is that it'll grab the 50 or right above the 50 and then just take off. So using the long tool, my entry would be right here. My stop would be right there. 3R would be right around here. So that's where I'd put the stop, the take profit. Confirm. And just by eyeballing it, it's not like for 3R, I need to get back all the way up here. Then I probably wouldn't take it. But is it reasonable that I can get to 3R here? And the answer is yes. So we'll just leave that there for now. Anybody have questions or comments or stuff that you're looking at, please don't hesitate. And it can be with equities as well. However, I have not been looking at equities now that I'm more concentrated on futures. Wow, this was a big drop here. This is when you see a gap like here, right? This candle here closed here. Yeah, closed here, 673, and then 50-cent slippage or 50-cent gap from the close of this candle to the open of this candle. So this was right when there was, a lot of misinformation being shared.
Jill, take a look at your trade on oil.
Yeah. Oh, did I move my stop? No, I didn't.
Seems like something down here.
Something might be, and I'm okay. My hang on a second. Yeah, so my take profit is over here. All right. Sorry, my stop loss is over here, but it's in the profit. And my higher time frame take profit is over here. So what is this candle? Well, we don't know yet. If it closes near the bottom, this might just be a sweep of the people like myself that would have added into a position over here. Right? So this is a very interesting candle here. Right? I want to see how this 5-minute candle closes. Another 30 seconds. It does seem strong right now. So thanks for sharing. Are you still long, Tarek?
Yes, I'm still long 102.38, and I'm short gold 45.77.
45.77. Nice. Both of them in the profit. Good for you. Good luck.
Thanks. Merci beaucoup.
Yeah, de rien. See the candle right now, it's about to close. That is a very bullish candle right here. So on the break of this bullish candle might be a better place to take my stop loss. Right? But I'm okay where it is right now. I mean, if I were to move it down here, it goes from 315 to 360, right? Or 355. That's $30. That's no big deal. I think I like it right over here. And confirm. It didn't print as a trendy kangaroo like this one. That's what I was hoping to see. It was a big wick up and then a rejection. And then I probably would have added to the position if it made it below PDC here. But I still plan on adding if it makes it below PDC. My alert already went off, but I'll set it again. I would not necessarily just add on the break. But if it does break below PDC, I will look at it and see if it comes and retests a PDC, possibly wicks right above and then rejects that and then basically shows that PDC is resistance. Then I would possibly add to the position to keep it running. So I'm managing the trade much differently than I do with just the -1+3. And I do have different accounts, and I do trade differently in those different accounts. And full disclosure, right now, it's all paper trading. Yeah, this is hard to trade these, right? A massive bullish candle, and then possibly a massive engulfing bearish candle. I'll take this thing off now. Too many things on my screen. My alert, I will put there. I don't see anything here. MNQ is very, it's in a range right now. This is a very interesting range. Let's, on the 5-minute here, we've got a range. So it seems to be breaking out of this range. There's the alert on MCL. Here it's going down. Sorry, Tarek, for your trade. Yeah. If this were to close down here and then retest, then I would move to a tighter time frame. See, and just poke down. Did it just take out stops over here? Look at how it's right below the previous low. Wick down. Do we trap some sellers over here? Possibly. Or we just grabbed liquidity before the next move up. Who knows? Branimir, good morning. I see the good morning in the chat. I do not recognize your name. I don't know if you're new here. If you are, welcome. Anybody else, if you've got something that you're looking at, please don't hesitate. Don't let me being on camera and sharing my screen. Don't let that stop you. Good question. For drawing fibs, you have to use the most recent swing highs and lows. That's the way that I trade it, Runak. I have different ways that I'm testing out. I do like looking at the 30-minute candles, right? So since the open here, it's a 10:15. So I like looking at the 30-minute candles. The strategy that I'm building out right now is that's what I'm looking at. Is I want to see, are we here? Let me remove this one right here. There you go. I want to see the first 30-minute candle, and then are we breaking down below? Then if we are, I would start my fib at the top and then end it wherever it stops below, and then I'd be looking at the golden zone, because if this were the case, we're selling, right? And if we're selling, I'm looking at the reload around the 50. However, in live trading, what I prefer to do is look at the impulse move. I see that there is an impulse move here. Let me remove this. There was an impulse move down. And when I do the impulse move, I'm usually on the 5. So, and I use the Lux Algo fair value gap. So we can tell here that we were selling, right? Look at this big fair value gap. If it was just a tiny little fair value gap, I wouldn't pay much attention to it, like something like this. But a big fair value gap like this shows me that the impulse move is down. And where did it start? I mean, the high a day is right above it, so that's why I use that. We rejected this area, and then this is where we started reversing, right here. And look at how it went right to the 50 and then rejected. Right? And then I can move it down. So there's different ways. There's not one way to trade this. It's up to the individual trader, obviously, to figure out what works for them. But yeah, I like using the and you're welcome. I like using the most recent impulse move, and just it's pretty easy to see that we're selling right now. Right, since 6:25 this morning on oil, MCL, we've been selling. Right now, we're finding support. Well, we're finding support because this is where we closed on Friday. Right? PDC is a magnet. It's often support and often resistance. And right now, it seems to be supporting. If we break down below it, which we were already this morning, we were below it, right? It was resistance, even though it wasn't strong resistance exactly at that level. This just came back and closed that gap. Right? There's the gap from the close on Friday. Open on Sunday evening. Sunday evening, boom, close that gap. And from closing that gap, we've just been chopping around. And then we're moving up. And then right around 6 a.m. this morning, news, fake news, whatever you want to call it, something. And look at the volume. Right? This is where things started happening. Right? There was a lot of volume that pushed things up. And then a half hour later, scientist case 25 minutes later. And yes, if you haven't noticed, I can't count English, especially in multiples of 5 or 30 or whatever. To always go back to French. But anyway, we started selling over here. And now we're finding support. And now it's boring, right? You're just looking at it. At the end of the day, this trade for me is profitable. Right? I'm aiming for a larger profit. I'm possibly going to add to this position if it breaks down below here and then retests and then keep breaking down. But I do want to see impulse moves. Right now, this is not a move. It's not a breakout. Right? Even though I put this range here, it's not a breakout. We just poked right through. A breakout needs to be, you need to see candles like this. You need to see that, okay, buying really came in. And that's what I'm looking for. Same thing I'm looking for the break and retest is what I'm looking for with the Fib 50 strategy. Fib 50, or actually that's an oxymoron because there's no such thing as 50% retracement in Fibs. There's actually only 61.8 is the actual real only ratio that exists in the Fibonacci sequence. All the other ones are derivatives of that. And the 50 is not part of the Fib at all, but it's just the common, well-known position where people add into positions. We can look over here. Went up. Where did it retrace to? Looks like 50 to me. Started buying here. Look at that. Boop. 50. Continue up. And over here, what are you looking for? You're looking for going long and, aiming for the moon over here? No, I aim for 3R. So over here, had I gone in with a limit order, because, and I'll explain why the limit order in a second, I'd be looking at 3R. There's 3. Can't get it perfectly. Let me zoom in because I know this pretty. There you go. Right? The impulse move, and this goes back to what I was saying about the 30-minute. Let's use this as an example. Right? So this was the first 30-minute candle, and we broke the first 30-minute candle towards the top, right? We broke the top of that 30-minute. So that's where I set my Fib from the bottom to the top. Then I go to a 5. While market hours are open, I'm on the 5-minute. All right, let's go back here. All right, start there, end it there. So the reason I say that you enter this on a limit order is if you wait for confirmation, well, I would need a bullish candle that went into the golden zone. And I don't see one. There's no entry here. But if you go in as soon as it touches the 50, with a stop at the 61.8 and aim for 3R, it happens often. I don't want to put stats on it because I'm not done back testing, but it happens often. And if your winners are bigger than your losers, then it can be a profitable strategy. So that was on MNQ. MNQ is breaking out of this area here, but as far as room to the left, we were just there this morning. Right, so am I willing to go long here? No, not yet. MES. Not quite sure why I've got this big area over here. All right, so again on the 30-minute, first 30-minute candle was right over here. We broke towards the top, therefore I'll start at the bottom and I'll end this where it reverses. So right now, that's where the top is. Right, so if it were to come back down here, this is where I'd want to start looking at it. But it's finding resistance over here because we were just there in pre-market and post-market, not post-market, but pre-market as far as Sunday evening is concerned. Sunday evening could not make it any higher. Early morning, put in this rejection candle over here on the 30-minute. Right, took a couple candles to break down below, but right, there are some people that will trade this as a rejection candle here with their stop above the wick, aiming for 3R, and would have worked. However, only because of that news. But this could be a good strategy because your 3R is still, it's not below where we were on Friday. So this one also would have worked. Unlimited the amount of strategies out there. What's oil looking like? So now that it broke down below PDC, I would zoom into the 2. And I want to see now, do we have a rejection candle? As in, do we reject? Do we have trouble finding buyers over here? There's a wick up and then reject. And just on a micro time frame, let's put the fibs right over here, just on this candle right here to the bottom. Right, we're in that golden zone right now. So let's see how this one closes. And with oil and with anything else right now, it's incredibly important to have stops and take profits. I mean, I may as well put my take profit over here because this could absolutely wick down very violently, take out the take profit, and then reverse on you. So actively managing with range orders is important. Look at this 2-minute fair value gap here has not closed from the selling over here. So we're still hanging around PDC. And still doing nothing. And 3 minutes and I will be logging off. You still long gold? Oh, look at this. Are you still long gold, Tarek? I don't know if you're still listening, but
I was short, but I got squeezed really bad.
you were short. Yeah, you were short. I was long over here,
Yeah.
or I was looking at getting long. Look at those fibs that I put in.
Yeah,
That's what I put in earlier, right? We were buying, and then right over here we rejected. We came down. This was a higher time frame level over here. This right at the 50 was where I put a limit order. My limit order is at 45.6330. The low of these candles, 45.64. Oops, right over here, 45.6440. So it was $1 away. Right? Had my buy limit been, just a little bit above, it would have filled and it would have been at 3R already. So this is what I'm working on. And I don't know if Tony is in here, but Tony's been a great help. We're both working on this, back testing and brainstorming, and now that it's gone up over here, I'm getting rid of this limit order. And I'm canceling it. It missed me, not chasing it. But again, if you look at this and you go to a 2-minute, was there a valid entry? Well, for me, there wasn't. Are these levels perfect here? If you had started the fib right where it started buying, like even above this kangaroo tail comes from naked trading, by the way, naked Forex. I didn't make that term up. If you put the fib right where we really started buying, which was above the close of this kangaroo tail, right, then we did dip into it. But like I said, it's not an exact science. And that's why it's going to be difficult to try to get a system, an automatic system. But again, if I were trading this, I would not have had an entry. It didn't make it into the 50. Let's say the 50 was a little bit higher here. This is a bullish candle over here, and then there's a fair value gap. Some people would enter over here for the long. There you go. What's going on with oil? Still chopping around that area. I'm okay. Oops. I'm okay leaving my my stop just above here. I am going to put another alert below PDC for the possibility of adding, because I am walking away from the computer. So this is the only thing I'm looking at right now. Nothing else seems to be moving too much. There are no obvious directions. MNQ, MES, let's go to the 5. No obvious direction still. I'm going to put alert here. Okay, so this was the MES. It did reach out above here and rejected. If it pulls back into the 50 over here, I'd like to be alerted. Right? I like that it would be right at these wicks over here, right below PDC. So if it wicked down and showed that the golden zone here is being bought up, then it could be a place to go long. Right. So it's 10:30. You guys, obviously the room is still open. I'm going to sign off, and I'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you, Joe.
Eric. Oh, hi, Avi. Didn't know you were there.
Yeah, just popped in.
Yeah, I'll log off, and maybe I'll stay on for a while now.
Cool. Alrighty. Thanks, Joe.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers. How you guys doing today?